Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Spumelele Zondi with your technology and social media news. We hope you are staying indoors, and if you have to go out, wear that face mask. It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za on email. This week, our Twitter poll is asking you if you think factories worldwide should open up, as we hear that smartphone sales have gone down significantly. This as there is no shipment of smartphones because of factories that have shut down. Results of that are coming up later in the program. Firstly, here's what's coming up tonight. We go to the rural areas to find out how university students are doing with their remote learning. We check in with basic education students and look at initiatives that can help them do their work online. And in our discussion, producer Sandile Hlangani chats about an initiative that's looking for ways that can help in the fight against COVID-19. There's a new initiative that is aiming to help the poor by giving them free electricity tokens.
With more people working from home to help slow the spread of coronavirus, millions of South Africans may see higher energy bills in the next few months. But overall, the country is actually using less energy because of businesses being closed. Blue Label Telecom says they have teamed up with Eskom and municipalities across the country to offer a free basic electricity token service to help poor households meet their basic energy needs while on lockdown.
So, as a homeowner, you are either billed directly by Eskom or you are billed by your particular municipality. So, we have a contract with Eskom to service all their prepaid customers around the country. 5 million plus prepaid customers that are interspersed inside municipal areas too. And then we service all the major metros besides Nelson Mandela Bay, which hasn't come on board yet, but all other major metros we service, and then approximately 90 other local municipalities around the country. So at the moment, we believe we service over 70% of all prepaid customers in South Africa.
Qualifying prepaid electricity customers can use a free USSD service on their cell phones to request their tokens.
Using the USSD technology, which most prepaid customers and most other people are familiar with, you use it to upload prepaid airtime onto your phone and other types of services that are available. So you would type in, go into your dial button on your phone, dial *130*869#, press the dial button. You will then enter a menu, and the menu will ask you for your meter number to be entered. It's your 11-digit meter number. You enter it, you press send, and what we'll do then is we will receive that request and we will check on our database of customers around the country if you qualify as an indigent.
Those who qualify say this is a great initiative.
It's a good thing. It's going out. It's going to help most of the poor communities that can't come by buying electricity, and then like for them that have that knowledge, they can pass it on to the next that doesn't know about it, and then they can help. And so they can help each other by informing everybody around them how to come by their tokens.
This service is expected to continue beyond lockdown.
We have no plans of stopping the service post the lockdown. We plan to continue the service for a long time because we do believe that it is very beneficial for the indigent households to use.
Prepaid electricity customers can dial *130*869# to receive electricity tokens.
Universities are shut and students will not be going back anytime soon. We went to the rural areas of KwaZulu-Natal to find out how some university students are doing with their remote learning there. Some say they have regular power cuts. There are those who say they don't have adequate cell phone network coverage, but it seems like they are trying.
It's the 7th week of the national lockdown. Students remain indoors following the instructions by President Cyril Ramaphosa to down their pens till further notice because of the coronavirus. This has dragged negatively on the national academic calendar, causing students to further their assignments from home. Passionate students use this period to tighten bonds between their studies by shifting to the new online learning system with the help of free data and other online services offered by their respective institutions. Kuyasikhuthaza as ama-student ukubona ikhungo esifunda kuzona zisikhathalela kakhulu ekuthenini sikwazi ukuthi siqhubeke nezifundo esizenzayo kulesikhathi lesi se-lockdown. I-DUT nje ikhiphe ama-website wayo abizwa ngama-zero rated DUT websites la khona esikwazi ukuthi singene khona si-access i-DUT library, access no-blackboard njalo njalo ekuthenini sikwazi ukuthi si-submit ama-assignments ethu sisemakhaya. Devastated students struggle to use relevant gadgets when studying because of episodic electricity blackouts, causing batteries to remain uncharged at times. Njengoba umuntu ehlala endaweni esemakhaya kunzima kakhulu njengoba nibona nje nanokuthi olunye usuku lolu kufanele ngabe ngenza ama-assignments wami kodwa angikhona ukuthi ngiqhubeke ngoba indawo engiyakhele indawo yasendawo yakwa 29 ngaphansi kwekhansela esingakaze size silibone kuzobe namhlanje asilazi. Ugesi asinawo, uyahamba ugesi njengoba kuyi-lockdown nje thina sisenkingeni asiqhubeke nezifundo zethu. Ama-laptop awana battery, cisha ngisho amafoni, asikhona ukwenza lutho nje, asikhona ukwenza lutho sihlala la emakhandleleni. Okubuhlungu kakhulu emzini eseduze nje nathi mhlawumbe engasilo ngisho ikilometer ugesi ukhona ngale kumgaqo ngapha kuthina ugesi awukho. Leyo nto loduna ungayi-understand ukuthi into kanjani kulezi sikhathi lesi kufanele ngabe thina siqhubeka nezifundo zethu. Ngema, who is a student at the University of Free State, left her studying material at her student private accommodation.
Sihambe le besuka khona Free State njengoba ngila KZN ngashiya onke ama study materials ami angina calculate. As students ase University of Free State basinikeze ama data ngango 10 gigabytes azolasta 1 month.
Some students find it hard to cope at home because they are used to free Wi-Fi and data provided by their campuses.
It is the SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za. On email. After the break, we have information about an initiative that is looking for startups who can help in the fight against COVID-19. With COVID-19, the problem has been tracing people who've come into contact with an individual who's tested positive with COVID-19. There are a couple of guys from Durban who say they have an app that can help with this. I had a conversation with them.
CoVTracer is a coronavirus app which traced the spreading of corona. What triggered the CoVTracer was the incident that happened in Umlazi. So in Ikukulethu there was a woman who was found with tested positive with coronavirus.
We saw that contact tracing is very difficult, especially if you were found that you were positive and you have to trace back to people who have been in contact with you. So people will just name people only which they know of. You just turn on your Bluetooth and then you make sure that your app is always turned on. So what it does in background, it collects the nearby devices. So let's say you want to go to the mall. So from the mall, there is a lot of people there, or it's either going to work. So in order this app to work, people that you will be tracing, they have to have the same app so that they can able to trace.
Say you have tested positive for corona and you've been using this app for 21 days. So in our app, there's a section that you need to upload your contacts, the people that you've been in contact with. So in that period of time, we will send that information to the Department of Health. So our data is encrypted, so it's going to be decrypted on the other side when it reaches the Department of Health. So they will have all the contacts that you have been during the 21 days. So they will contact them and telling them that they need to come and test for corona.
We only track the device. So even if you see the device name, you will not be able to identify who was this person. So it's only the Department of Health who will be able to see these devices because people, they are registered.
You download it on App Store, Google App Store and App Store for iOS.
Producer Sandile Hlangane had a conversation with McKevin Ayaba, who has an initiative that is looking for ideas that can help in the fight against COVID-19.
Thank you so much for joining us, McKevin.
Thank you so much, Sandile.
Maybe I should start by asking you to explain to us what is online coronavirus battle competition?
Sandile, coronavirus battle competition Africa. It's a competition where we are looking for startups or entrepreneurs that are looking for solutions to solve the coronavirus issues. We had this competition in Europe. We've had it in Asia. We had it in the USA, and this was the turn to have it in Africa.
So, what will be your criteria, or what is it that you are looking for from these startup companies?
Actually, we're just looking. Remember that the coronavirus has really affected the health system terribly all over the world. So we are looking for startups that are doing something that could solve this problem. It doesn't matter how they are doing it. The majority of them that we're looking for are tech startups, those who are using technology and innovative ways of how to solve these problems.
So once I have presented my idea at the hackathon, have I not already lost my intellectual property by presenting my idea?
No, we are not just looking for ideas. We are looking for people that have already established their ideas, and they are looking also for funding. What we did was invite investors all over the world and in Africa, and so that when we select the best out of this startup, they can have potential in just like any other pitch that we've been doing all over the world.
So what kind of support are you going to give to the winners after the competition then?
The most important thing is, which was the first thing that we established, was to bring in, again, like I mentioned, investors who are really investing heavily into the health tech space. And as you know, one of the problems that we face as startups or as entrepreneurs is to have an opportunity to present a product to investors. But yeah, you will be surprised that we had over 50 investors that just in the Valley, in the United States, which is a big opportunity for African startups.
What would you say are the new hotspots of innovation during this pandemic for startup companies and tech companies at large?
We've seen the education sector going down. We've seen the health sector going down. We've seen that online businesses are the best at this particular moment. If you look at Zoom, that was just a new conference app has become one of the biggest face at this particular space. We've seen that people within the space of data science have done those that are currently we're currently looking forward to give us potential information or the right information with regards to how the coronavirus is is spreading and how it can be cured. So the people in the tech space, in the health tech space, people in the education space, people doing online businesses, and people looking at the conferences, especially when they're taking everything online. These are the people that stand the test to really benefit from the opportunities that the coronavirus has brought.
So every tech entrepreneur that I know is spending time on the pandemic response. Do you think that they are using this crisis as a time for opportunity?
Sandile, as you know, they used to say every disappointment is a blessing. Where there is crisis, there is opportunity. There are people that would suffer from this crisis, but there are also people that will benefit a lot from this crisis. And technology has shown us that. I mean, it's been quite a while where we keep preaching that the world is going digital. The world technology is the key, and innovation is the key to sustaining businesses. It has shown during this particular moment that technology is the key. Look at us now. When was the last time we used Skype for a call? But technology has helped a lot of people being saved during this particular time. I mean, we've been talking. We've had conferences. You have government having visual calls from different angles. The AU having visual calls from different angles, in solving this problem. So it still shows that technology and innovation is the key at this particular moment. And we are very fortunate that we have some startups within the continent who are using this to their advantage.
So just lastly, what do you think this crisis will mean for innovation leaders in the future?
There is no better way to put this. I think it's not just only the innovation, people in the space of innovation and technology that have been affected at this particular time. But I think that the coronavirus has given us an opportunity to actually rethink of some of the things that might happen and prepare ourselves for worse days that may come. We pray it shouldn't happen, because the coronavirus took us as a surprise. But I think technology would now really play a greater role should this happen, because people have learned at this particular moment what the power of science and the power of technology. So I think scientists will keep on being on their toes. Technologies will be on their toes. Startup within the space of, the short space of time, we've seen people using technology. I think one of the South African participant yesterday, or finally yesterday, she has only used 3 weeks to come up with a solution how people can print maps using the 3D from anywhere they are in the space of 3 weeks. So it has shown that we should be prepared, we should be ready, and technology should really be the key that we can count on.
Kevin, thank you so much for making time to talk to us.
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for the listeners and the viewers. It's always been a pleasure being here.
That was Mark Ayaba, CEO and founder of Southern African Startup Awards. We're taking a short break.
It's SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. News Network at sabc.co.za. On email. Welcome back. Here's what else took place in the rest of the world in the technology space.
Robots taking over the world is the stuff of sci-fi movies and television shows like Westworld, Terminator, and Blade Runner. But with the current coronavirus outbreak, robots are becoming more accepted and widespread in society and business. The coronavirus pandemic has accelerated that trend, with robots interacting with COVID-19 patients, cleaning supermarkets and transport, and delivering goods.
Customers don't want to go into a fast food restaurant or into a coffee shop and deal with a machine. They want to talk to a person. They want to interact with that person. They want to chat with the barista and so forth. But of course, this pandemic has really totally turned that calculation, on its head, really. And now, all of a sudden, there's actually some danger or risk associated with interacting with people. And so anything that's fully automated, I think particularly where you're dealing with issues of hygiene, preparing food, things like that, if you can keep people out of the loop, that's actually suddenly become not a disadvantage, but an advantage.
Scientists estimate it will take 10 years before robots attain the hand-eye coordination of human beings. So more dexterous jobs like shelf stacking and electricians and plumber work should be safe until that time. And now in Iraq, stone by stone, digital artists and game developers from Mosul are rebuilding Nineveh heritage sites in the digital world.
من بداية الشغل مال VR Lab حاولنا نركز أغلب شغلنا على المواقع الأثرية داخل الموصل. يمكن هي فرصة الناس تتعرف على المواقع الأثرية الموجودة وكذلك المواقع والبنايات اللي تم تدميرها الفترة الأخيرة بسبب دخول داعش مدينة الموصل.
Flying over the Nagal Gate, built some 2,700 years ago, visitors of this virtual universe come face to face with the two-winged bulls at its entrance before diving into the courtyard of one of old Mosul's historic houses dating from the Ottoman period. Moving over to the UK, Britain started testing its own COVID-19 tracing app on the Isle of Wight last Tuesday, hoping that the technology in combination with more testing and tracking will help limit transmission of the coronavirus.
Okay, so it's been designed so that your personal detail is not recorded to any extent. All it will record is your general area postcode, and then you will download the app. And only when you actually come to, if you need to, submit for a test will you have to give your details, and you would do that now. So I'm really pleased that the lead developer of this, who I've spoken to personally, has been absolutely reassuring this is confidential and safe.
Anyone who has symptoms of COVID-19 or a positive test enters their details on the app to start the tracing process.
Reports say the smartphone market internationally suffered its biggest contraction, yet this is because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Our Twitter poll is asking you if you think smartphone factories should go back to work in order to start helping world markets. 47% of you say yes, they should go back. We have a further 25% who say no. There's a 9% and in last place of people who say they do not know. And there are those who say they just don't care at all. That figure is at 18%. That's it. That's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's newsnetwork@sabc.co.za on email. Stay home and stay safe.